my channel. Welcome back to All Things Streetsy. And today we are making a coconut cake, 3 layers, and a coconut buttercream frosting. So let's get into this video. Hi guys, so we're back with 3 cups of all-purpose flour. We're using baking powder, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. It didn't want to focus, but it's 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Next is gonna be 1 teaspoon of salt. Then you're gonna get your whisk and whisk it all together so it could blend. Now you have 2 cups of sugar. Then you add 1.5 sticks of butter. Make sure the butter is room temperatured. And 1/4 cup of oil. It has to be canola or vegetable oil. And then I turned the mixer on and mixed it. And there you go. The next step is 1 teaspoon of coconut extract. And tell me it was not easy finding coconut extract, whatever you want to call it. And 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. And the mix is on medium high. You don't want to mix it too much, but right there I'm just scraping the edges so that all of the ingredients can mix together. But you don't want to mix it too much or the cake will be flat or whatever you want to call it. But it's on medium high. It's actually on number 2. My mixer has numbers. I'm just shaking the coconut milk, and that coconut milk is unsweetened. So you're supposed to pour like 1/3 of flour and then coconut milk, and then keep going until there's no more both. Don't pour it all in at once. Just pour 1/3 of each time. to separate the egg yolks from the egg whites. So you need about 6 eggs. Well, technically I used 4 eggs. So once I separated the egg yolks, I added the egg yolks one at a time, 2 of the egg yolks one at a time into the mixer. And then I put the egg whites in a separate bowl. So the ingredients call for 2 large egg yolks and egg whites separated. And then it says 4 large egg whites. This was the hardest part of the whole mixing thing. So that is 1/8 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And that was a hunt to find 2. So I didn't have 1/8 on my measuring spoons, so I used 2. I used the 1/4 twice. And you put your egg whites and the 1/8 of cream of tartar, and use your hand mixer to mix it. And it's not supposed to be stiff. It's just supposed to have a different texture, I guess. I don't know what the texture is supposed to be called, but yeah. I was a little confused myself when I was mixing it. I didn't know exactly what it's supposed to be, but I figured it out. And that's how it looks. It looks like a foam. It's like when you put a whole bunch of soap together. So you just pour that in and you hand mix it. Do not mix it with the mixer. Hand mix it. It's like you folded the batter. And that's how the batter looks. It's not easy holding the camera and trying to do everything else, but that's how it came out. And I'm just going to grease the pans again with my non-stick. I do not put flour in it, but I use 3 pans because it's a 3-layer cake, and the 3rd pan was not non-stick, so I added flour. I just washed it off. And I add the butter and I added flour to that pan. pour the batter in. Again, you do not fill your cake pans to the top. You fill them halfway because your cake is supposed to rise. If you fill them all the way to the top, they will overflow and they won't cook right. So you just fill your cake pans halfway and make sure they are all even. So one cake don't look like it's humongous against everything else. And I'm just flattening, spreading the batter around because it was all in one spot. Now just doing it to the rest of them. That's how they look in the pans. It's not all the way up top. Time to put it in the oven. And excuse my back, like my shirt was pulled back, and I apologize. I'm just setting a timer for 20 minutes, and that's how it came out. Nice and golden and pretty. And yes, I stabbed it so I could feel, so I can make sure it's all the way done. And then time for the buttercream. So I used 2.5 sticks of butter, as you can see, and I mixing it by itself so you could have this nice smooth paste to it. And I'm just literally showing you guys how. Make sure your butter is room temperature, because if it's hard, it's not gonna mix well. I added, I think it was 5 cups of confectionery sugar, 5 cups of powdered sugar, okay? And I added some coconut flakes in it because it's coconut cake and it's supposed to be a coconut buttercream. So there you go. Now in the buttercream, also what you won't see here is that I added 5 tablespoons, well, it was 4 or 5, 5 tablespoons of coconut milk, and I added a tad bit of coconut extract. And that's how the batter turned out. So the cake's been cooling for about an hour or so. It's nice and cool, and it's time to layer this bad boy. So I'm just spreading it. Yes, I ordered me a fancy cake utensil. And for each layer, I just added some coconut flakes on top of each layer.
Start.
At this point, I got to the top layer and the cake started to kind of slide because of the buttercream, and the cake wasn't warm. It was nice and chilled, but the buttercream was making the cake kind of slide. So I put some sticks that I had from my cake pops, put some sticks in it so it wouldn't move. And I continued to ice the cake.
Start.
Sidebar, I took my hair out, so that's why it looks like that. But yeah, so the cake is finished frosting, and I decided to add coconut flakes on top of it. Why not? It's a coconut cake. Boom. One thing this quarantine has taught me is how to bake and how to do other stuff, but how to bake. And that's the finished product. I wanted it to spin, so I had to get my cake stand. have it. A nice 3-layer coconut cake with coconut buttercream icing. And that's how the slice looks. It is nice and moist. And that's how it looks when it's cut. Thank you for watching. Bye.